First story. That dog won't eat you. I was riding my bicycle through the forest one day. I see a woman walking with a large dog. The dog is running around her without a leash or muzzle. It's a forest, so I guess it's okay, but it's scary. To defuse the situation, I turned to the woman. Your dog will not eat me. This one? No, this one won't. And then I hear the cracking of twigs behind me. The woman continues, but this one might. Second story. How to earn the attention of sales consultants. For the second month now, a friend has been renovating from scratch, so he considers construction stores his second home. From our dormitory, the nearest construction store is a 20-minute walk away. And in order not to go bored alone, my friend came up with the idea of involving the ever-free and not devoid of design flair me. It's not difficult for me. So for the second month my friend and I have been steadily visiting this construction store 2 or 3 times a week. Other time we began to notice a special care about us from the girls' consultants. They remembered what, here, why we looked last time, remembered what floors we chose, advised us on skirting boards, tiles, wallpaper, to match the already selected components of the apartment. It was extremely pleasant. Even self-esteem slowly but surely moved up. They said we are still great. Girls like us. Because of the wallpaper last week, we had a serious battles, and in the end my friend freaked out. I was sent to the woods with shouts that my opinion was not asked at all, and it's up to him to decide, and I'm nobody. I also freaked out. Fun in general. Now, I, because of the large number of cases, temporarily dropped out of the repair process. And today a friend called, laughs. He walks alone in the store, chooses the final wallpaper. Comes the girl consultant, encourages, helps, sees his difficulties, delicately asks, do you want to consult with a young man? Friend is confused. What young man? Your. The girl makes frightened eyes. Oh, don't tell me you broke up over wallpaper. Dude is really confused. So we find out that for 2 months now, the staff on the construction hippie market, or rather all its female part, considers us two nice gay, almost married couple, who are making repairs in the apartment to start life together. Hence so much attention, care, and desire to help. Yeah. Third story. The right motivation. My wife often asks me to do chores. Mop the floor. You do it so clean. Cut the bread. You make such neat slices. I thought I was so unique. I'm so good at everything. Once we went to my mother-in-law and father-in-law's cottage, and my mother-in-law is walking around cottage. Name. Water the carrots. You're so good at wedding. It's amazing. Name. Peel the potatoes. You cut the skin so thin. And that's when I realized everything. If anything, my mother-in-law was never idle, and neither my wife at home. It's nice to be properly motivated. Fourth story. Mom. Is best a bad word? It was a nice weekend summer day. I was coming back from the store and met an acquaintance in my yard. We are standing, talking. At that time, a little boy runs up to the entrance, near where we are standing. By the look of it, about 6, maximum 7 years old. He purposefully presses the intercom button and waits for an answer. After a few trills, the receiver is picked up and the woman's voice is heard. Yes? The kid so gleefully, loudly, clearly, as if he wants the whole yard to know about this conversation, asks, Mom, is best a bad word? At the other end, even choked. Say, son, that's a very bad word. Don't ever say it again, okay? Okay. Name. The parent persists. Do you understand me? Never say it again. Yes, I understand, Mom. Oh, come on, bye. The connection is broken. The boy with all his legs rushes to the playground, where his peers are walking, and from there his snorish childish voice is heard. "Hey, you Best, let's go bungee jumping." Fifth story. It's your own fault. At some point in time, the apartment began to smell strongly of sewage. It was a 9-story panel building. The smell was coming from the ventilation in the bathroom. It was winter, so it was not possible to ventilate the apartment all the time. I decided to temporarily seal the ventilation and at the same time turned to our plumbers, calling I, me, P, plumber. I. From the ventilation in the bathroom constantly comes the smell of sewage. The neighbors above and below the same thing. P. Yes, yes, already received a complaint from your entrance. Well, what do you want? It's their own fault. Me. What do you mean? P. Do you have plastic windows? I. Well, yes. P. And when you put them on airing, the apartment stinks less. I. Well, naturally, less. P. That's it. These houses are so designed that it would have been better if you had left wooden windows. There were slits in them and created natural ventilation. But you put plastic ones, so the odor accumulates. There is nothing you can do about it. I was a little stunned by such a statement of the expert, but still went and left a written request to the HOA. 2 days later the odor was eliminated. Apparently the building was redesigned. Sixth story. Paradise. Once a million years ago I took a road trip with my wife, kids, and an English bulldog named Butch, in a huge Opel Omega caravan. Somewhere near our destination, near morning, after a long night of driving, we stopped for a pee-pee, as it turned out, next to a cabbage field. I must say that the dog Butch loved cabbage. For a leaf he was ready to dance lambada, and for a cabbage he would sell his soul. And imagine, you are sleeping, suddenly you are dragged out somewhere, and suddenly you are in paradise, cabbage all the way to the horizon. You should have seen the look on his face. The dog was running around the field like a madman, and we were laughing, me, her, the kids. We thought it was his paradise, but it turned out to be ours. Seventh story. The price of one mistake. I think I'll start with the sentence I'd like to end with post with. There is a person I wish were dead, probably even sincerely. I'm warning you that this is a long post. Well, I can't keep it short. Name 1 was in the same class as me, just an ordinary girl, nothing remarkable. Her looks were ordinary, her grades were average. A little bit about her mother. Further, it will become clear why. She was our physics teacher at school, a cheerful, smiling woman who loved children, especially our class, as it was a profile class, and was formed of the most successful children from the parallel. We took apart the lesson in 30 minutes, and then we chat, jokes, and she was with us. She did skiing and other sports with the kids, so she is a kind and active woman. There was a guy named Tu who lived in my apartment. He was a couple of years older than me, but since the entrance is the same, we still socialized. I would not call neither name 1 nor name 2 my friends, but rather acquaintances. I started noticing name 1 in our neighborhood. She and name 2 started a relationship. It led to marriage. 2 years later they had a baby girl. The young parents are happy and everything seems to be fine. Dad works for the good of the state and the good of his family. Name 1 is on maternity leave. Name 1's mom has taken to helping her daughter with her firstborn. Well, inexperienced, all that, and this is my granddaughter. Nothing wrong with that, right? The pensioner had a lot of free time to help. And then name 2, as they call it, missed the flash. The mother-in-law had a lot of time not only to help, but also to ride on her daughter's ears while her husband was at work. Strange literature began to appear in the house, and then name 1, calmed to be a believer altogether. That old B, pardon me, that I, to you, my physics teacher so address, not only somewhere herself run into a cult, but also began to actively pull her daughter there. Well, she did it. Name 2 resisted. He still wanted to keep the family together, talking, discussing, etc. But it's clear with the believers. You're either with them or you're against them. I know what I'm talking about. It's gotten to the points of fights. I have a meeting. My brothers and sisters are waiting for me. Name 2 would put a stool by the front door, sit on it and say, "You're not going anywhere. You have a family, husband, daughter." And often name 1 would start beating her husband. I don't know what name 2 was thinking, but name 1 got pregnant a second time. They went for some kind of road checkup, and the ultrasound doctor says, "We don't have the best machine. It's a provincial town, you know, but I have a certain doubts. Let us write you a referral to the regional clinic and let them look there." They went to the regional clinic. They took the necessary tests, collected the papers, and went to see the head of the gynecological, maybe obstetric including, I don't know, I wasn't there, department. The doctor took a look and said we should have an abortion. Fetal hydrocephalus. I don't know, I'm not a doctor. Maybe there were some other complications. But according to name 2, the doctor was very categorical. Name 1 didn't seem too bothered by it. "No, I'm going to give birth. An abortion. I can't. My religion doesn't allow me to have an abortion." And then the head of the department exploded like a bomb, according to name 2 again. She was shouting in such a way that not only the windows, but also the walls were shaking. She was not shy in her expressions either. Name 1 didn't care. "I'm going to give birth." Name 2 tried to get through to his wife that the results of tests, examinations, indicate that this is a very sick child. As a result, name 1 took her older daughter and moved in with her mother. There and support from mom, and brothers and sisters will be supportive. Everything will be fine, in a word. She gave birth to the girl. The baby spent more than 2 months in the clinic. The neonatologists all said that this baby should not have been born, but they somehow managed to stabilize this girl. Name 2 looked at all this and decided to get a divorce. Name 1 had become a stranger to him. If his wife listened to her mother and the community, he had nothing to do there. He took his eldest daughter away. Now he lives alone and raises his daughter. Yes, it's not easy for him. Someone will probably condemn him for abandoning a sick child, but he directly said that he was against giving birth to a child who was already very sick, according to examinations. Some will support it. Comments will show. My opinion, he did the right thing. He took his daughter away from the place where she would have already dripped on the brain about our great father, while the real father will be at work. And why he should live with strangers? They chose their path. He chose his. Who is the first sentence of the post about? About the same little girl. She's 7 years old now. She can't walk. She can't talk. I guess I can't afford to call her a vegetable. I want to call her a flower. But she shouldn't never have been born. She has no future. Just a wheelchair and someone to look after her all the time. She can't even eat on her own. What can we talk about? The child has no swallowing reflex. She's been tube-fed her whole life, and will always be fed through a tube. P.S. Man, if you have any preachers coming to your house, send them away. These people have a certain probability of destroying your family. Sorry for the sad post. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe.